thing that I took this course as a way, I mean, I teach goalies in the summer and I'm always around goaltending, but the last 4 years, I myself have not been a goalie. So I'm not going to goalie courses. I'm not sort of learning the next steps. And this was a way to really learn and do a deep dive, but also for being able to do analysis at games. But what I found was that when I was working for TSN, I really had to, quote unquote, dumb it down. You know, you guys were talking about the cross drop initially. You know, Jen Botterill and Cheryl and Kim, and I mean, you guys know the game so intimately, but you have to explain it to a wider audience. And with goaltending, it is even more so. There is less people that know about the details of the position, the difference between a VH and RVH and an overlap, which are all done in the same positioning. We on the ice specifically for an hour drew out exactly where each should happen. And so just to briefly tell you the difference about the VH is what first came up. That means vertical, horizontal. So your pads are up like this. Your pad is against the post. You're leaning in. And, you know, that's done at a much wider range. RVH is how it morphed to the other way, where now you have your other pad up and your leg down near the post and you're leaning in. You see more goalies doing that in today's era. But smaller goalies, which is the majority of the goalies I coach, shouldn't be doing any of that and should be doing more in an overlap where your foot is outside the post and you can still butterfly and you're not locked in. Now, if all of that is over your head and that's all brand new, I can certainly dive deeper into all of that stuff. But then beyond that, we went into so many of the glove positionings within those positions. And now there's a new one called the Panda, which is an overlap mixed with a RVH. Anyways, so I guess I'll leave it there because I can go a real deep dive. But I would love to, Katie Greenway, who ran the program, said that maybe within the next month she'll have everything. We had a great presentation by an optometrist about the 2 hours. He talked about visual preparedness and the difference between focus and gaze. That was a really fascinating presentation for goalies and how to work on that, and to not just simply work with the lights that I think that, you know, has become very popular, but actually work with an optometrist to work on your muscles in your eyes and understanding the different ways your eyes are being pulled to then create better vision for your goalies. And making sure your goalies are going to see an optometrist, which is really important. That could be simply why goals are going in. So we had a great presentation on that. And then the other one that Wally was really interested in was how do you teach compete and how do you teach battle for goalies? So that was a really great presentation that I would love to go over and share with you guys too. So that was done by Olivier Michaud. He's the World Junior Goalie Coach. And that was a great lesson in how to, for all coaches, how to go from basic to competition in a supportive environment where they feel like they're getting enough reward, but also getting enough goals scored against them, and sort of that fine line constantly getting a little bit better. Okay, so I said I was going to open it up for questions 10 minutes ago and I didn't. So go ahead, questions.
I have a number, but go ahead. Anybody else before I ask mine?
I have a quick one because